Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have a cruise ship that ran into a container ship. We have an update on the Bolivians who were stuck and didn't have proper visas. Well, they get off the ship and right back onto another ship. And now we also have a horrific story and a very sad story of a son jumping overboard on a Royal Caribbean ship right in front of his brother and father. So a story from a passenger was apparently reported out to the Post was sitting in a hot tub around 3:30 a.m. in the morning. The person that was with him, he was with him most of the night and he was pretty drunk, according to the statement from the passenger on board. Then they both started getting out and walking towards the elevators when they ran into the father and brother of the young person. He's 20 years old. And I guess, according to the story, the father was kind of giving him a hard time about being so drunk at that time of day. And the reported saying was, the son just said to him, "I'll fix this right now," went over to a window and jumped overboard from the cruise ship, right in front of the father and the brother and other passengers. An absolutely horrific stop. Immediately, people set out the alarms. The crew got into emergency action. They dropped down the boats. They started looking for him, but to absolutely no avail. The Coast Guard's out looking, and they're trying to deal with the family on board and console them in this situation. But I can only imagine the horrific feelings the father has and the brother has right now. Imagine you're talking to your son and you're kind of giving him a little bit of a hard time, whether it's in jest kind of thing or seriousness, and he just turns around and jumps overboard in front of your eyes. I just cannot imagine. My complete condolences, please, go out to this family, and I do not wish this situation on absolutely anybody. Just one of the worst stories you could possibly have. Next, we also have an update on those passengers that were stuck in Barcelona. The cruise ship wasn't allowed to leave because they had 69 passengers on board from Bolivia that did not have proper visas and everything. And the ship is ending up, it finally was able to leave, but it's going to miss its next 3 ports of call, or what was scheduled to be their next 3 ports of call on this cruise. Not great news. A lot of disgruntled passengers on board, obviously, because through no fault of their own, because of somebody else who also was probably scammed as well and fell for somebody out there. It's not really their fault as well. But those people, the 69, were removed by Barcelona, the Spanish government, and they were moved over to another ship to await, going through the visa whole situation and trying to get cleared, etc. But at least the ship is on its way from the original passengers, just missing three ports of call on their destination. And we'll see what happens to these poor passengers who thought they were just heading to another country. They had their visas all set and just got denied right there at the border. Another really bad situation. And next I have a story about a cruise ship that ran into a container ship while docking. Before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the good stories to the bad stories. Unfortunately, we have to cover them all, but we want to keep you as up to date and informed as possible and make your next trip maybe just a little bit easier, maybe save you some money and a lot less stressful. I hope you'll join us here. It doesn't cost anything and it really does help the channel out, and I really do appreciate it. All right. It seems that Ambassador Cruise Lines, the Ambiance, was trying to dock in very windy weather, very rough seas, even with the help of 2 tugboats and their own ship engines and a pilot on board, they still managed to run into a container ship that was already docked there at the ship. Now, the good news is there doesn't seem to be any substantial damage to either ship. They're both seaworthy. There has been no environmental leaks, no oil leaks or anything like that in the dock. And the really good news is no passengers or crew members seem to have been injured in any way. There's not even a report of minor injuries in this incident, but it just goes to show, you know, even with the help of 2 tugboats, and this is a smaller cruise ship, if you're trying to dock in too high a winds, you just sometimes might have been better off just not doing it. Not sure if Cape Town was a final destination where they had to board passengers and unload passengers or not, but it seems like this time it was a pretty risky maneuver and it didn't quite work out to plan. That is, yeah, just one of those things that happens, and I'm sure there'll be an investigation and questions to why they were trying to dock in such bad conditions and bad weather. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. And again, condolences go out to the family on board of the passenger Overboard. Maybe we'll get some good news and a resolution to that story.